This week on Show Me Your News, our hands-on impressions from the Super Smash Bros. Ultimate demo. Ultimate sets itself up for cable TV coverage. And Boxing Ring rounds out the 18th week of Smash Blog updates. Masahiro Sakurai, I implore you to... Show me your news! Greetings, Smash fans, and welcome back to Show Me Your News Ultimate, your weekly weekend podcasting source recapping the biggest news in anticipation of Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. My name is Peter Spezia, but you may remember me as Youko. Joining me this week, once again, sitting next to me, it's like the third time in 4 weeks, it's Miles Allen, but you may know him as Super.
I'm here again.
Once again, but we'll tell you why that is. Also joining us this week, back from illness, it's Tony Mattingly, but you may know him as TonyTH.
Ahoy hoy.
Well, I'm glad you're back, Tony. We really missed you last week.
It wasn't even that bad. I just don't know how to eat as a 30-year-old man almost.
That doesn't make sense. How does that work?
He woke up in a bad way.
Yeah, I just woke up. I just ate something bad before bed, and my body was just like, "You're gonna be fucked up today." And
Aww. Man, well, getting old is tough. Well, our show continues to grow older week by week, and if you haven't yet, you should join us on Discord. Our Discord is showmeyournews.com/Discord. That's where you can chat with us, chat with guests, present and past, and even fans such as yourself. You can also listen to episodes live, just like some are right now. This week is a special one, though. The format's going to be a little bit different. As you may have heard at the top of the show, we will have hands-on impressions of the Super Smash Bros. Ultimate demo at the College Tailgate Tour in Ann Arbor, Michigan. Now, that's because Super and I are going tomorrow as of this recording, and we're going to be appending our reactions with CyberLink420 right after we record this part of the show. So you'll be getting everything all in one. But for those listening live, unfortunately, you do miss out on that part. So yeah, it should be a pretty jam-packed episode.
Unless you go there and hang out.
Yeah.
Unless you're Michigan-based or just really like the Michigan football team and want to make it all the way here just to play a little Smash.
Yeah.
Nah, man, go Cats.
They're undefeated. They're having a good year. What?
We lost against Mississippi in overtime.
Oh, no. I missed that one.
You are not
good.
having
I kind of wanted to get the lost monkey off her back, honestly. Sometimes it's bad going undefeated.
Puts the pressure on for sure. Well, let's get into talking about the top Smash stories this week. Not too many big ones, but just, certain little things here and there worth mentioning. First, let's talk about ELEAGUE. This is the Turner and Turner Broadcasting sort of funded esports sort of company partnership. They've made a deal with Nintendo to show the Super Smash Bros. Ultimate Invitational. That's right, the event from E3. Yeah. They're going to show it on TBS in November. So it may seem a little, superfluous, just unnecessary, and people may know what's going to happen. But this is a big deal. Just to grow the esports presence not only on cable TV, but to get Super Smash Bros. Involved in it.
Well, what else is going on TBS? Why not?
Conan?
Yeah, I didn't hear of ELEAGUE before this moment.
Mm-hmm.
I was reading this and I'm like, oh, it's going to showcase that from a while back? Can't they just make a new one?
Yeah, go figure, right? I think everyone is trying to grab a piece of the esports pie here.
Yeah.
TBS has had some esports related shows. What the article says that the Counter-Strike Global Offensive episode that aired on TBS this past week was the most viewed esports program in cable history, which I kind of have a hard time believing because I almost thought Evo's coverage on ESPN, or they just had the Overwatch League finals, I think, for the season 1 was on ESPN. And
I would think more people have TBS than ESPN, honestly.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's just kind of like, as far as cable networks, you think ABC, TBS, and stuff like that. I don't think ESPN is technically counted as a cable network.
I thought ESPN is. It's not a network, that's for sure. Well, that's your Fox, ABC's, CBS.
Well, it's not really like a cable channel.
You've heard about the layoffs, right? Like they've just bit their premium channel and people just don't want that package anymore these days if they do have cable. Like it's I think they're doing a little better. I think they consolidated a lot, but like it was a thing a year or so ago.
Well, I know they've definitely been suffering a whole lot of layoffs. They're definitely struggling on that front. They're trying to maintain their relevance, but I think it just comes down to how you define cable. To me, cable is, anything that's not network, your Foxes, your ABCs, your NBCs, your CBS affiliates, public, all that. Premium cable to me is like your HBOs, your Showtimes, your Stars, and all that. Anything else, like that falls under cable. So in a way, I'm surprised that CSGO, according to this article on sporttechie.com, would consider that as like some sort of record. Good that, Nintendo and Smash Brothers Ultimate is trying to get involved. I think there was another story that you were talking about of possibly adding where like Reggie is, they're at least considering.
At E3, Reggie had mentioned that he was considering doing some sort of Smash circuit or further on from there, working with Smash, because when the Wii U dropped, they were like, we're just going to let Grassroots do a thing. Mm-hmm. This time with Ultimate, they're just saying, we're talking about doing circuits. It's in the discussion. Right. So the fact that ELEAGUE is, hey, we're going to show off Ultimate on, cable television, it might mean something, further down the line. It might mean that, hey, maybe we can do this whole esports thing and put it on cable TV.
If they're ever going to have, those visions of, the Switch, pitch trailer essentially with, stadiums full and Splatoon 2 and all that, they'll have to, dip their toe in the water at some point.
Yeah.
But
especially the idea that people would bring Switches to parties to play Mario Kart.
Yeah, on the roof and in cars and all that. But no, this is a good step. But it's kind of neat to see this develop.
Could you imagine if they just we're going to announce a new character? I would be curious what the ratings would be if they did something like that, because that would be pretty interesting.
It would be, wouldn't it? This would be in November. They don't know if it's early or late, but I mean, gosh, yeah, a couple weeks before. You got to think that they're gonna, with only a couple characters left, supposedly, they're gonna take things in their hands.
It's it's on TBS. And they announce a new character. It's Conan O'Brien.
Fuck yeah.
You thought it was Ken, but it's me, Conan. That's the Ryu Echo. The red hair and fire punches. I don't know.
That weird superhero.
I was going right there.
Oh yeah, right.
It's one of his alternate costumes.
Yeah, jeez. Oh man. No, it's gonna be interesting to see how that's responded. At least when esports and things like that are on ESPN, they always get the feedback of this isn't sports. When it's Street Fighter and things like that, you always get the Twitter feedback there. I don't see this happening on TBS at least, but it's good to see, even though it'll be 5 months late at that point.
And then you'll watch this guy who won the previous one.
Yeah,
win.
it'll be the same guy. New footage of Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Well, new, but not really. On GameStop's store listing for Super Smash Bros. Ultimate online on their website, they have a video, a trailer for the game, and it's like a minute long, and it's cool to see it presented in a new way, just sort of some different shots here and there. But a lot of some of these are kind of cut from character trailers or like the Ridley trailer. But it's just nice to see it cut in a different way, not necessarily with all the numbers, and Splatoon Inkling is number 64 and all that, and you always get the not actual gameplay footage when it shows stuff from like the King K. Rool character trailer or something like that. But yeah, so that's out there. It's the first time we've seen a trailer for the game represented as a whole, if you think about it, because it's always been, these character trailers or just little bits here and there, or there's the Everyone Is Here trailer. This is kind of the first one where it's like the game, get excited for it. So just kind of want to point that out.
Here's the game. Here's Mega Man, the super fighting robot, here to save the world.
Oh, man.
We have to show that final smash.
Is it almost disappointing that Ultimate hasn't had that moment yet?
I mean, it's just because they've handled things a lot differently this time around. And
well, I mean, for Wii U, when they were showing that game off at E3, like that was such like a, not really like a pivotal, but kind of a culminating moment for the community that like everyone rallied around that. And, D1's call of, Super Fighting Robot, Mega Man fighting to save the world, him and Prague on that call. Like that was such like a rallying moment around that new game. And I feel like with the Invitational that we were just referencing, like the Ultimate community hasn't had like that kind of moment yet.
It hasn't had the quite legitimate rallying cry.
Yeah, honestly.
Remember people always, they're like, hold up the signs to vote for the character, and people were just doing Mega Man even if he wasn't in it.
Yeah, that was good. I mean, I do think it's a game that more people are excited for, and that it has probably a better competitive future than Wii U ever will. But I just find it interesting. Yeah, you mentioned that with the Super Fighting Robot. It's like, why haven't we had that moment for Ultimate?
I thought you were just talking hype moments, and I was going to argue that Everyone Is Here has been like one of the most hype moments of the fucking like entire franchise.
Oh,
as far as everyone coming together for a rally cry, that was special, and I don't know if you can fucking manufacture that. It's really hard.
Yeah, no, you're right. There's definitely emotions and everything strung up in that trailer, and watching live reactions like individually, or maybe you get
Mega Man was dead.
Oh, yeah, right.
That's what was great about all that. He was fucking gone.
Yeah,
vote for him now.
But like a big crowd moment. I don't know. It's just interesting to note.
I would actually argue that that's their community rallying cry was the Mega Man bit, but the manufactured bit is probably the Everyone Is Here.
Yeah, carefully, craftfully constructed. Yeah. I know, I'd agree with that. And then you also wanted to point out, Super, that we just passed the 5-year anniversary of the launch of the Smash Brothers documentary.
Samox's The Smash Brothers documentary, which sets off that the sting operation is always kind of fun.
Mm-hmm.
I just, I think this was just something we can't really ignore, is the fact that, it's the 5-year anniversary. It's been 5 years. And now, we've got players like Zane and Plup, who are basically, the Smash Brothers babies. People who joined the competitive scene because of this documentary series. And, we've also got its sequel coming up here soon by the end of the year.
Metagame, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And then the Project M documentary after that.
I think there's one like Smash 3, another one that's like for 3, Brawl and Wii U. We talk about rallying cries. Like this is a big rallying cry for the community. Just this documentary, if you have not seen it yet, do yourself a favor and look up the Smash Brothers documentary. October 11th, 2013. That was when it first launched. And it's interesting to, I was just going back and rewatching it today, just to kind of see how they frame the Melee community and like the years that they cover. Going through MLG and its loss and trying to rebound from that. And like Melee's had like, in a weird way, like a second life since then. Like, they kind of start to touch on, some of the Melee 5 gods that we know, with a little bit with Mango and Hungry Box at the end. But like there's, the sequel is supposed to deep delve into Armada and Dr. Pee-Pee and these other, giants of the game that we've known since then. And it's continued to be Melee. I mean, they touch a little bit on Brawl. Oh, no. I mean, we'll see what happens with Ultimate. I think Ultimate has a great chance
Ultimate will still be a big fucking deal, but I can't see Melee ever going away.
See, I actually hit
it's like stayed this long,
I hit to Twitter last night in a hot take rage.
Mm-hmm.
And I actually do think that Melee is going to be on its way out here soon. Just because it's just going to be too hard to keep it going.
Yeah, the technology is going to be a limiting factor at a certain point. I mean, CRT TVs are just dying.
Yeah, they will just die. They have expiration dates.
Like, they're the tubes themselves.
And some of them go out in quite fascinating ways.
Yeah.
And just like, so, okay, we've got these new monitors that are fairly expensive that you can play Melee on, So that's cool, but, you're still gonna have to go to the GameCube and then the Wii, and, then you have to make sure you get the Wiis with the GameCube controller ports, not the ones that were shafted out of it, and so on and so forth. And it's just becoming too much of a chore to play this very old game.
And it's in a time where, Melee HD is not necessarily
I would say
in the works.
Yeah, I would not say there's any chance for Melee HD until maybe the next console generation.
Maybe.
And only then as not a Melee HD, but a virtual console, so to speak. And since we're only just now getting re-releases for free for the Switch, for the NES.
Are you guys excited to play Super Mario Brothers again?
I'm interested to play The Legend of Zelda souped up with all these items that you have right at the start and just go nuts.
A great idea. And then they blew up all the secrets too. So what's the point?
Yeah, right. So just if you have not seen the documentary, go watch the Smash Brothers. It's a very worthy watch, and it's interesting to see where this community has come from and where it continues to go. And, we're just on the precipice of a new game with Ultimate that seems to have a promising future.
And do support Samox for the metagame.
Absolutely.
These Smash Brothers just sounds like you like your mom in the other room. Like, are y'all playing the Smash Brothers?
Yeah. And it's not even not bros. It's, spelled out brothers. So
yeah.
Them Smash Brothers. Well, let's get to the crux of this week's news in Ultimate. It is the Smash Blog updates. We start on Sunday, October 7th with today's fighter number 47, Wii Fit Trainer. A trainer that attacks with healthy moves like stretching and yoga poses. You can pick between male and female versions. Charging up Sun Salutation all the way recovers a bit of health. There was either it was on Facebook or Twitter that it was just like, salute the sun. And here I am with my dumbass are trying to hint at Dark Souls. They know what they're doing. It's like, no, this is just a yoga pose. It's like, well, fuck me for not knowing yoga. Okay.
Dude, I've played a bit of Wii Fit, and it's actually pretty funny, like how accurate the UI, her yoga poses are. It's really funny.
Yeah.
Interesting character, but I honestly feel like the most interesting thing about her is the fact that she's the only male and female form character in which the female is the default. The default.
Yeah.
Both Corrin and Robin are considered to be male forms, even though the entire fandom of everything says, no, it's the female form for those.
Exactly. Yeah.
Villager, I believe, is the only one where the default male form makes sense as far as the community is concerned.
Right. And of course, yes, they fixed the face per developer request. That was the whole big thing from the Smash Brothers Direct.
How about that big jump she does? It's like a big whirly jump. And
the up B.
Game and Watch giving her a 9. Good jump.
Yeah, right.
Could have been better though.
I didn't really interpret it that way. That's really funny.
I don't have a 10. No, that's my favorite part of all these fucking trailers is just all that shit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No 10 to rate it, but just a 9.
Yoshi throwing the Mr. Saturn across a finish line as if it was Baby Mario is my favorite fucking thing in any of these still.
Yeah. It's like, Even this first photo for Wii Fit Trainer is just like,
so we fixed it.
We couldn't think of anything, but we just wanted to focus on, yes, we fixed the face. It's almost like the Fox one from last week. Yeah. It's just like, here's the character.
Still not over Wolf's unhinged jaw.
No, God, no. This pose that the male trainer makes on the third
Adonis pose.
Yeah, I'm playing so much Assassin's Creed Odyssey right now, and it's just like that looks like straight out of a pose for one of these Greek statues. But what is going on with his neck and face?
Yeah, right. It doesn't look right.
That looks a little disjointed and weird.
Yeah, no, it looks like his head should be down a little bit, to the left a little bit, or right a little bit, and yet it looks like
something's messed up with the neck.
I'd say it's like on a weird swivel, like an old doll.
It's like
just exactly what you'd expect Fear to be.
Yeah, he's trying to do it looks like the down smash there. On Sheik on Peach's castle. That looks a little weird.
Is that smash? I imagine it has to be.
Yeah, but if you did yoga enough, you could do that with your body probably.
I would imagine, but that just looks painful. And there's more of Fox's blaster.
Yeah, we get to see his super detailed blaster.
But whoop.
If you get good at the half moon, at the crescent moon, you can also avoid laser beams from Foxes.
In real life, just try it.
I've never seen a person stand like that in a perfect crescent moon. I think they'd fall.
Whoa!
In other words, there's really not a whole lot that Wii Fit Trainer can pose for that isn't just kind of like, here's a yoga pose.
Yeah.
Here's a yoga pose.
And another one.
That's my favorite thing about the character, though, is it doesn't seem to really be fighting. It's just kind of doing yoga, and it fucks you up and like just
talk shit, get hit.
It's still one of the best reveals, like just that, spur of the moment sort of on the floor reveal at E3 that just came out of nowhere. Like after all the hype for, like Mega Man and all that, it's just like, oh, here we go. It's on the floor, gather around for a reveal, and it's freaking Wii Fit Trainer. And then
I was ready to be upset too, and then it's just Kirby, Link, and Mario trying to do a yoga
yes,
pose.
oh gosh, such a great trailer.
Like, I'm in.
Such a great trailer. And then Pac-Man, at the end of that night, it was the closed press event, and it was the red, blue, yellow, which another great trailer. The one thing that is kind of the downside in a way for Ultimate when there's not as many character reveals is you get gorgeous CG for some of them, or in Isabel's case, just kind of cheeky in-game stuff, but the creativity on some of them, or even if it was just like Palutena's and it's anime as shit, like,
or Little Mac, and he had that really cool
intro.
Without all the new characters, we miss all of these great character moments that can happen. I mean, we've got the great Castlevania stuff,
of course,
and we've got that awesome King K. Rool bit,
and the troll heard around the world.
And Ridley, I wouldn't say Ridley.
But
the trailer was
good.
Okay.
It's
crossing.
You could pretty tell what it was going to happen.
As soon as it shows Samus and walking on a bridge, you're like, all right, it's Ridley. It's the Ritz.
Yeah, absolutely. So Wii Fit Trainer, good to see, but just another one to get out of the way, certainly. And then we went right to another fighter, though. October 8th on the Monday. Today's fighter number 18, Dr. Mario. He has more attack and launch power than Mario, but his jump and recovery is not as good. Pro tip, you can repeatedly press the B button when using his down special, Dr. Tornado, to float a bit.
That is not what it's fucking called.
Okay, so here's the fun thing about this. You know how we make the joke about the two different interns? It's like the one intern just wrote the first sentence, and the other one looked over and like, that's not enough. Pro tip.
Like I'm gonna kind of take over a little bit.
I'm gonna get in here and help him. It's so weird that Dr. Mario ended up being 18 instead of Echo.
Well, we've talked about that before, and we can hash it out again. It feels like just to pay respect in a way to the Melee characters, as much of clones as they are, like they want to feel like they're their own fighter in Smash history, and we're not going to mess with them too much, unless for Wii U when we specifically designed them as such.
Yeah.
But man, that new stomp.
That stomp is so good.
I'm excited to try that one out for sure when we get Dr. Mario.
Well, how would you play as Mario?
I love playing as Mario.
The pills are better, and that stomp is great.
I do love playing as Mario, and like the way the Mario Tornado works for regular Mario, the down air, is really good for kind of approaching in the air and kind of harassing people on platforms and such like that.
But Flood is bad.
But Flood is interesting now. I've been watching some of the fights now. Flood is actually mattering now.
Yeah. Has specific use cases for sure. You can even tell with his final smash, like it's literally a clone. Just using that whole fireball idea, but just pills across the way.
I do love the fact that the Dr. Tornado beats Luigi Cyclone. That makes me happy.
Yeah.
Because it's such an actual strong move, too.
Yeah, for sure.
All this video is showcasing the differences. The first 5 seconds are like, look at the pills, and then it's like, look, he's got Luigi's down B, and then it's like, look, he's got a stomp. Like, it's only like showing the different things that makes him different from Mario, which isn't a bad thing.
Yeah.
It's just interesting.
Yeah, it's like he's a good character, and it's like, why would you want to play as anyone else?
Can we talk about the last picture where
he's coming to heal you?
There's a dead Link, and he's bringing him a fairy because he's a doctor.
That's so good.
I like how it's showing Link's alternate costume, too.
Yeah.
One of the few cases where we actually get to see other alternate costumes.
Oh, that's a good point. It's not even Doc's alternate costume, but it's...
Also, his portrait is that weird fucking victory pose where he just is rubbing his chin very easily.
Yeah.
When you're wearing the Kevorkian color, because that's what you call it.
The Kevorkio, yeah.
He's just kind of like, yes, you're better now.
I have killed you, and I've killed you dead.
There is no pain in death.
That sounds like a fucking Batman villain. Doctor, but he just kills you, so you're better.
Yeah. I don't think I've ever seen a freeze frame of the forward smash and like what it does to the character, like at that moment of impact. But that's an interesting one on New Pork City there.
There's a reason why me and my friends call it the clear.
Yeah, no, that's...
Shocker. What is going on there, really? Like, contextually, to like what that move is.
He's forward smash, and it's just like it's electric elements, so like the character just stays in hit stun forever, and like so they just take that pain animation where they're just about to crumple, and then they fly off.
Yeah, but like, why? That's my question.
How does that relate to Dr. Mario?
Because he's actually going clear and just hitting your heart.
There you go. He's got a little mini AED there. Yeah.
He like fucking rubbed them together and like did all that shit, like a free ramble, all in one final smash. Like the charging is him rubbing together.
He asked Luigi, "Thunder."
Yeah, that's what I would think. That'd actually be a good idea if they made Luigi smashes electric elemental.
Yeah. It would be really nice, but we already talked about, changing characters and how Mario really needs to take in a lot of his other stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
And, it goes for Luigi too. He needs a vacuum. He needs his Mario and Luigi's Superstar Saga and all that other stuff moves.
Let's get to the music update on Tuesday, October 9th. Today's music, you can now listen to Id Purpose.
It broke it.
Enjoy Takeshi Kuramochi's arrangement as you reminisce about the moment you changed destiny. Like changing the destiny of music updates. Let's listen to that excerpt.
Like, this so sucks. Because I was so excited for maybe an Id Purpose remix. I really was. But then it kicked in and I'm like, no, it's just, did you just YouTube remaster that's on like 700 different channels of Id Purpose? You have access to all of these people and resources, and you put out the most boring remix you could possibly throw out.
Yeah, they really didn't do that much that's different to this. You can just watch the Crom reveal trailer, and it's the same exact song.
Do you feel like Id Purpose, but with slightly more trumpet?
And look, like Id Purpose, the best song from Fire Emblem Awakening, and it's certainly better than Gear Up 4 as a Fire Emblem song representative, but that's the point. It is the first song that is duplicated essentially from a franchise. Now Fire Emblem has 2 songs on the music part of the website. And there's people talking about how it broke the music theory and how, newcomers will have, still have yet, these music samples still yet to come, even though, Pokemon had one a couple weeks ago. It's more nonsense, almost in one way, like the blog theory of how we'll run out of stuff, so that means they need to have more things to show to fill until launch. These just hoping for anything instead of things that are based in reality, sort of just ideas that people fabricate. I don't know, Tony. What do you think about Fire Emblem adding another track to the music site?
I'm very angry.
I can tell.
I don't know what else to say. Like, and we've talked about this, and I've tried to be really nice to Fire Emblem fans because this isn't their fault. And if anything, too, like, if something else broke the music theory or whatever, which that's a dumb thing. Like, it's fine. Like, if there was, like, 2 Kirby's or 2 Marios, like, I'd be like, oh, that's kind of sad. We can't expect a different series all the time. But it's like, let's do Fire Emblem twice. And I'm like, of course. Why the fuck else wouldn't you do that?
It's not that it's Fire Emblem, but that it had to be Fire Emblem.
Yes. Sakurai's favorite in a way that he doesn't work on. Of course, it had to be Fire Emblem.
So I'm going to say they will all be Fire Emblem songs until release.
It's probably a better guess than sticking with Sonic or sticking with Star Fox.
I'm gonna stick with Star Fox this week.
Might as well. I mean,
what am I supposed to do now? Wait for Falco?
Yeah, gosh, I don't know. I'm trying to even think of one that, Xenoblade. I really want to hear Xenoblade music. I want to hear if they got Sawano, the composer, that Attack on Titan composer who did Xenoblade Chronicles X. I want to see if they've got him for something.
He'll do a remix of Tiger, the mini game from Xenoblade Chronicles 2. That's it.
Yes. Yeah,
I could see another Castlevania as well.
Yeah, maybe.
Like a million fucking Castlevania songs.
They made a big deal about it.
Right? Like, that would have made sense, too, if that was the one that was like, oh, there's 2 of these now.
Right,
okay.
right.
I would have been mad because Castlevania music's fucking sick, but...
Yeah.
It's a dumb thing to be upset about. I'm exaggerating, but it's just like, I'm really excited every Wednesday. Like, what game's it going to be? And it's like, it's from that thing you don't really care about, like, again. And I'm like, cool.
I'm upset because the quality of the music was terrible.
It's one of the best original songs that, this blog has received. But yeah, not much was done with it. So when you compare it to other ones, the originality isn't there, really, so to speak. Someone made an interesting point on the blog that, if we get it eventually, a Ken reveal as an Echo for Ryu, if they'll make the same sort of point, we've seen that Street Fighter has 36 songs.
Yeah. And
granted, some of them may be like, oh, here's the original, here's a remix, and maybe here's like a sped up version, like on Suzaku's Castle.
Yeah.
It's like, are they going to make a big point that says, and we have 36 Street Fighter songs, we have 34 Castlevanias? Mm-hmm. It's hard to say. We'll see how that happens. But yeah, music update. It kind of broke things. But we did learn something new from the next update on the 9th. Today's stage, Boxing Ring. You can jump really high using the ringside rope. And when you attack the lights on the ceiling, well, you'll have to wait and see. By the way, holding down the L button when selecting this stage will turn this into the Punch-Out version of the Boxing Ring.
Wasn't that
was
the Wii
that
version?
A thing before?
I think so.
Really?
Was it?
I'm 30% sure. I wouldn't say I'm sure, but I'm just like, I believe this was a real thing.
At the very least, it confirms alternate stage loading in this game.
Yes.
Which means that I don't think we ever got. Well, yeah, Mushroomy Kingdom. At least we know top level.
Yeah.
Is a thing. That has to mean that pressing L for that loads the underground. Like we haven't seen it yet, but like this almost has to mean that that's what it's going to happen.
Straight up, I forgot about Mushroomy Kingdom.
Yeah, right. We don't see it that often, and it's not that memorable of a stage overall on the overworld.
But I straight up forgot that it was an alt load stage that you could hold a button for.
Yeah,
which makes a
lot
more sense.
I haven't played Brawl in so long,
right.
And I've never wanted to play Mushroomy Kingdom in any fucking like form, even if I did.
Exactly.
Even like Omega and Battlefield, like that stage is just unappealing to look at.
So it was a thing in Wii U?
It was a thing in Wii U.
Okay. Well, I mean, again, it's good to see it back. I mean, more often than not, we always see the Smash Brothers one. So it's kind of nice in a way to see the purple canvas with the punch out and all that.
King of Hippo is there. He's not there. I don't know. People are listening to this. They can't see. It was so funny, too, because I was reading the second sentence, and I was so expecting it to just point out that, and this is a really cool thing from the last game, where it would just have little nicknames for all the characters. Remember
that's
that?
right. Yeah.
I was expecting that, and it's like, by the way, here's this thing you don't actually know. And I was like, what the fuck? I didn't know you could do that.
Instead of like, oh, the lights will come crashing down, lol.
Yeah.
I am also interested to see what the Battlefield version of this stage ends up looking like. Like, it has the walk-off edges here. So, I mean, Omega, I didn't play it that much in Wii U, but I'm sure there's a chasm.
It would look a lot like a Pokemon Stadium.
Kind of like, yeah.
Yeah, probably with the everyone kind of moved back and those kind of lighted platforms dropped away.
Sure. It just goes to show, like we talked about before, like it's such a shame that they missed out on the opportunity to show those variants with these stage updates. Like, how do you miss that? I don't get it.
Especially when these stage updates are with stages that we've seen in the series before.
Sure.
So showing us the new version of that stage.
Right. And you want to brag about, if you add all these versions, it's more than 300 stages.
And if you take away these, I get it.
Yeah.
What if you turn hazards off? Does it turn that light fixture off?
I would imagine so.
Huh.
Because honestly, and I know it's a walk-off, but I really like this stage, but that gets a little irritating.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny,
Does
too.
it take away
it's
the
fun to
lights,
knock
or
it
does
off.
the lights stay as a platform?
Yeah, I wonder if they stay and then like you can't damage it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Huh.
Or would the ropes go, too?
Yeah.
Is that kind of a platform?
I don't know if that's a hazard. I think that's just a weird quirk about the stage.
They bounce so high. Luchadors can't fucking jump that high. No, it's like Mario and stuff.
You
But
jump real high.
Oh, Mario's going off the top rope! Wow.
they're killing the business, brother.
Oh no, it's a fun stage overall. Like I'm glad to see it, and yeah, just confirmations of alternate stage loads. That's a great thing to see.
Has that apron always said Smash Brothers? I've never noticed that
Yeah.
for some reason.
Yeah,
That's neat.
I think that's all interesting. You used to call it an apron. I've never heard that terminology.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's sad. Well, that's every week in my life.
Okay.
Except not really. I've kind of stopped watching because it's really fucking bad.
Oh man, I'm sure that's a rant for another time.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah.
In the meantime, let's get to Wednesday, October 10th's update. Today's item, 0 assist trophy. He appears from the Mega Man series. Just like in his original appearance, he uses his learned moves to wreak havoc on stage.
What a weird way to word that.
Yeah.
It's also very untrue. His original appearance, he didn't have learned moves.
That's right.
He had a busta, and that's
Yeah.
about it. And here he is in his original appearance. By the way, not his original appearance. By the way, he uses a sword.
Mm.
In his original playable, he still doesn't have any learned moves.
Yeah.
X4 though, X4 he does.
He always had the sword.
I feel like I have to look up what the Twitter post said about this one, because you see like different versions of these updates, and it's almost like, oh, like I read this differently on a different kind of social media. So on Twitter, they say 0 from the hashtag Mega Man X series is a new assist trophy debuting in Super hashtag Smash Bros. Ultimate. The SA rank Maverick Hunter wields his Z Saber, wreaking havoc with moves like Genmu Zero, Rekoha, and Ryuenjin.
Oh, I use those moves all the time.
Yeah, in Marvel vs. Capcom 3. Like, so it's just like, it was more interesting to like read like those versions of his moves instead of just like he uses his learned moves. Like, I don't know.
It's that first one again. That's that first intern again.
Yeah,
he's doing it.
That was boring as shit.
I can't recall because every time I got to move in X4 or 5, I'm like, what does that even say? Because it's just nonsense words.
Yeah.
But some of those might be from the X series. But what's funny is this pictured attack he's doing is just from X2. Like, it's just like that little sword slash he does.
Right.
The fake Zero robot that Sigma made. So he didn't learn that. Like, he just knew it.
I'm straight up like angry that they decided to have him using it against what looks to be Ridley over there.
Yeah.
And I'm just kind of like, you could have had Cloud using Blade Beam, and you decided instead.
I was gonna be right there with you. It almost looks like a combination of like Cloud's Blade Beam and almost a weird way, like going back to Isaac, the assist trophy from Brawl, on like the Force Palm sort of thing. Yeah, it's really interesting. When I saw this and I was like really tired, I had just woken up. I'm like, oh, let's refresh the blog. Let's see. And like on a small phone screen, like I was looking at what is Ridley there, but I'm almost just like, is that Bayonetta like doing some sort of weird pose that I don't get? Like, yeah, now you look at it, like clearly Ridley, but just
now I need Ridley to start
on Midgar too. It's weird.
I was like, the weird lighting of Midgar and all that. I don't know.
He's hanging out at Luigi's mansion in the first one. They just found fucking Midgar.
I do have to say though, that is one pretty terrible looking Zero.
Yeah, and it could have been a lot better. And then especially in this second picture, like the weird lighting on it, it's like his helmet looks all white.
Yeah,
on Midgar there.
It's not even PS2 era like modeling.
I know, but they're not going to get fully modeled, but
they could have stolen a model.
Look better in X7.
Right. Is the problem? Is like you could have just stolen the model from any of the games that came out.
Yeah, you just look at the close up on that first one.
He looks like he's made out of clay
or Lego.
Yeah,
I wish he was in the game still.
I get that, but at the same time, like it's more fitting that he's an assist trophy.
I don't know,
but he'd be more fun.
Yeah,
but he'd be another sword character.
Well, let's get to the last update on October 11th. Today's fighter number 50, Greninja, a ninja-like fighter that battles with moves like the water shuriken. Greninja can use a log for clever counterattacks, and this Pokemon can even stick to walls. During its final smash, it turns into Ash Greninja? ... Exclamation mark, question mark.
Yep. That's
It's a very different connotation when you put the exclamation mark before the question mark.
right.
Conveys more surprise than confusion.
Yeah. Ash Greninja, primarily a thing in the anime that got brought over.
What the fuck is that?
It's like Ash in a way, like
He's a
fusing in a way with Greninja.
Are
so
you
like that
familiar with JoJo?
No.
Really?
Yeah.
So you're not familiar with the idea of a stand?
I can stand on my feet.
All right. Well, we're just gonna push Tony out of this conversation.
Well, I explain for those that don't know what a stand is.
Go ahead.
No, I don't know either.
Oh, god damn it. So basically, a stand is a weird ghost man who fights for you.
Oh, I was thinking more what's that character in Marvel vs. Capcom? Shenko? With like the Chinese doll? Like I was kind of thinking that in a way.
It's literally just like a spirit that's linked to you that does a lot of your fighting, or, I mean, stands do a lot of different shit, but the best one that a lot of people seem to understand is just kind of like Jotaro Joestar.
Yeah.
Or, actually, I don't think his last name is Joestar. Whatever, it doesn't actually matter. So it's the part 3 JoJo who has the Star Platinum, the guy who just punches things.
T450 in our Discord chat says, would it be accurate to compare stands to personas? Yeah, kind of.
I mean, you don't know stands and I don't know personas.
No one knows what anyone is talking about.
Well, let's put it this way.
Go watch Amphis' JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Abridged. That's how I got to know anything.
That too. Certainly do that. But I think the key part here for the final smash is that, don't know if it's still Night Slash. They don't show the final smash at all in the character video. So it's kind of weird that they mentioned Ash Greninja in the description.
I legit forgot that's what we were talking about.
So at the very least, like, the model will be swapped a little bit for the cinematic of the final smash. It has a little bit of red and white on the face for Ash Greninja, but we don't know if it's still Night Slash or if there's going to be more stuff with water shuriken or things like that. So overall, I mean, you got the exclamation mark of Metal Gear. Okay.
So some things I think I heard from Wii U is like Fox's illusion doesn't go through shields if you're like blocking and stuff. So in this trailer, it shows that it doesn't go through counters either. I don't know if that was a Wii U thing or a demo thing, but I read it somewhere. I don't know if it'll make it to the final game though. Other than that, kind of an interesting trailer, especially with like the substitution log stuff. And
yeah,
it was more action than some of the ones we got. It's much better than Lucario.
You get Greninja too if you like know Greninja. Greninja's a cool character.
He's a cool character. I just don't think he was. I mean, we didn't. He looks too good in this trailer. He needs to be nerfed.
Right.
Tongue's a fucking scarf. This picture of fucking Greninja with Leviathan from Final Fantasy is fucking sick.
Yeah. Yeah, that one. That does look really cool. Not gonna lie. I was more looking at the substitute.
Oh, that substitute one's fantastic.
Just a happy little stuffed animal.
Speaking of stands, it's like your ninja's stand is Leviathan.
Hey. Is that
the train?
Yeah, it's the train.
Oh.
Okay. Look at that little house back there. I didn't know there was a house back there. How do you get out of there? It's on a fucking mountain.
I was almost at first thinking it was going to be like Pilot Wings.
Maybe Pilot Wings?
No,
actually it might be Pilot Wings because that castle I seem to recall from Mario Kart 7's Woohoo Island.
Wow.
In the middle of that lap, you go by that castle. I'm almost certain.
Yeah, I think that platform is from Pilot Wings.
Yeah. I could see it from the train, but that's definitely Woohoo Island.
It kind of takes a whole lot of the surprise out of it when we know kind of all those stages that are going to be in this game now.
Yeah. And the last picture is Greninja doing a kick in front of the dark side of the moon.
That almost feels like it's going to be a callback to, like, that it's going to be Night Slash in a way. Like, I don't know.
It seems like a callback to Mulan. He right.
Yeah, no, for sure.
I'm sorry I sang everybody.
Be a frog!
Yeah, a lot of mileage out of that fucking Luigi's Mansion moon in these screenshots.
Yeah. It's a great moon.
I like these screenshots. These are some of the best ones this week.
They need 3 Greninjas, and it's like 3 Frog Moon. But you get the Shuriken and Ryu. Like, they're okay. No colors in this one, though.
I still have the 3 host moon.
Oh, yeah?
That I made in Miitomo.
Oh, my God.
It's just worth it for me for the Leviathan picture.
Yeah, no, that's a cool one for sure.
So it's kind of a cartoony Leviathan after fucking 15 with that crazy, like, perfect chaos ass boss fight with Noctis.
That's such a good part of the game. That music. Oh my gosh.
While we're on it, real quickly, because I listened last week, Super is saying that Tifa was more likely than almost any Final Fantasy character.
Put him in his fucking place. No.
I think he's right.
No. God damn it.
Yes. I know it's not what you want.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. Like, I agree with you, but like...
But it's not going to happen.
If there was going to be an Echo or a new character from Final Fantasy, it's going to be Tifa. I don't want it to be Tifa.
Right.
But it's going to be Tifa.
Okay. All right.
If it's not like Lightning or Noctis, yeah, I would go Tifa.
Like, Noctis is your best bet if it's not going to be Tifa.
Right.
I think Lightning's straight out.
It's going to be Butts. So that
it'll be 13.
Yeah.
With a midnight Echo. Not the other way around.
All right, no mail time this week. We're going to go and pass it off soon to our impressions of the Smash Brothers demo. But let's wrap things up quickly. Tony, what are you playing?
Spider-Man. I finally got into that.
Yeah, buddy.
And that was a weird thing of like, I've had trouble getting into games lately. I tried God of War and I'm like, I don't like this. And I'm not saying it's a bad game, but like the combat wasn't doing it for me. Like, I'm just not into it. It's pretty basic. It's fine. It's a good game, but I just couldn't get into it. And I don't care about the dad story. Not about that. And then I played Spider-Man a bit and I'm like, this is fun. Moving around's pretty fun. And the more I played it, I'm like, this is fucking great.
It's like actually awesome. Good story to it.
Yeah, I was doing a lot of side missions just combing through the map, and then I did a main mission. I'm like, holy shit.
Yeah.
This is really impressive. And it's really fun, like, going through an open world for... I can't do that every week. Like, you're playing Assassin's Creed a bit, I know. And I couldn't, like... If that was the type of game I played every time, like, I'd get sick of it. But
no, I hear you.
An open world in a bit, and Spider-Man's great.
There's a character that Morden from Mass Effect, I think 3 had a different voice actor than 2. So Morden in Mass Effect 3, his actor voices a character in Spider-Man. Oh. And you can tell, and it's like, oh, that's a really neat touch. It's really cool.
I can get into that.
Restay's fucking MJ.
Yeah, Laura Bailey.
Oh.
So she's so good.
Suzaku from Code Geass is Spider-Man. And also this weird scientist man in Durarara, which I'm watching right now, and it's really disorienting.
Yeah, man. Voice actors getting work for sure. You doing more Hollow Knight? What you doing?
I played a little bit of Hollow Knight after the last episode, but I haven't played it since.
Okay.
I have been playing a little bit of Xenoblade Chronicles 2.
Okay.
Allison's playing it, and I just kind of like take control when it gets a little bit too much or something's going on and she just can't figure it out. Because there's definitely a part in the very start of the game where the main story, you're supposed to go kill this one thing. It's like the little monster. Okay.
Yep.
It's supposed to be a hard fight, but you're alone when you're not supposed to be in that game. Long story of it.
Yeah.
But the problem is they put this enemy, this level 9 enemy, in a big ass area with level 40 enemies.
Yeah. I once aggroed like a level 87
one,
and it's like, what the who thought this through?
And I'm like, no wonder you couldn't figure out where to go for 7 hours and decided to just grind.
Yeah.
Like, she played the donkey video.
It's exactly the same thing. It's exactly the same thing.
It's kind of like, who did this? So now she's level 19 and 21 in an area where you're supposed to be 14.
Yep. Yeah. So, I did like 10 hours in that game, and that wasn't like enough for me. It was all right.
It's nice. It's a nice little romp.
Yeah.
Outside of that, I have not really played anything, but I will be playing. Shoutouts to Ben. He just crafted a Super Mario World randomizer.
Nice.
Ooh.
Super Florge World. And I put it on my phone, and that's when I found out my phone, which does multi-touch, not so great with 3-touch. So I'm riding a platform, and then I'm just kind of like, I'm going to walk off the platform now and die. So I'm going to be putting that on my SNES Classic here soon. Hopefully it'll work fine on that.
Hope so, yeah.
Yeah, and I'll be trying to stream it.
Nice.
I would love to stream Super Florge World as soon as I can.
That'd be great. Assassin's Creed Odyssey for me, almost 20 hours in. The one fault with the game is not necessarily the microtransactions that some people like to point out. I think the idea that it's really full-fledged RPG now. In the sense that the last game, Origins, if you wanted to just grind and kind of unlock different parts on the map and get those experience points, you could become over-leveled, and these missions are kind of stuck at certain levels. Well, now everything scales with you. So you don't get that sense of progression. It feels like it's the same difficulty going through because you're leveling up at the same pace that the world is.
Yeah.
And like, I really love the hook of, the world exploring and all that. And I'm really, really enjoying it with this game, especially. But that's the one thing that's sticking with me is that the XP grind is so critical. And that's, some people who like to burn through games are, finding big problems with that. But for me, like, I like to explore so much of the map. But when everything scales up with me, it's like, I don't get that same sort of sense of like, it's really worth it because I'm getting over leveled. I'm kind of scaling up at the same rate. So like, that's my only real gripe, but everything else about it, the game is gorgeous. It's having a great time with it for sure.
Well, hopefully this next week I'm going to try and make an effort to get back into Destiny 2.
Oh, okay.
Play through the Forsaken.
There you go.
Because I still have Curse of Osiris that I need to play through.
Aha.
I have it. I've had it since it launched. I have not touched it.
And
I need to get through Forsaken because I hear all the changes they made since I dropped it because it was just not doing anything for me have made the game worth it again. So hopefully Destiny 2, you can kind of draw me back in. And then after I finish at least the story of the DLCs, I think I'm going to be looking into Spider-Man.
You gotta.
My entire shtick is literally just to walk around and finger guns people.
Yes, absolutely. All right. Well, that kind of does what we have to cover here on this part of the show. Now let's throw it over to our impressions right after the Super Smash Bros. Ultimate demo at the Tailgate Tour in Ann Arbor, Michigan.
I'm sure Future Me's a dick.
Just 20 seconds in, both players already around 50% damage.
Keep it pinned.
Great shield there from Bowser. Bowser, spin to win, gonna grab that first stop.
That was disgusting.
So here we are in Ann Arbor, Michigan, in a car because everywhere else is just too crazy. It's Youko here with Super.
Hello.
We got CyberLink420.
I have to maintain my most frequent guest status.
And it's my lovely wife, Rachel. It goes by SassFactory.
I have to pee.
Oh, well, don't do it in the car. Jeez.
I wasn't
I'm
planning on doing
out.
It's not my car.
Oh, God, he locked the doors.
I wasn't planning on being in here.
Oh, God, he really did lock the doors.
So we just came back from the Super Smash Bros. Ultimate demo that was on site here at the College Tailgate Tour here in Ann Arbor. Big shout out to Nintendo of America for hosting, for Wendy's for sponsoring, even though they didn't have their food open up.
Fuck Wendy's.
What's up with that, Wendy's?
No, fuck Wendy's because they decided that they weren't going to have their food trucks ready for anything until 3:30 in the afternoon, and some of us, me, were getting hangry from not eating anything during the day and being severely hungover.
And then we also got to shout out Ori Bro and Vaseth from the Southeast Michigan Ann Arbor communities.
Yes.
They're on site kind of helping the event staff, kind of help flow things together, but it was good to see them again.
Anti-shout-outs to Cal. No, Ori won that. Pretty solid.
Yeah.
It was close, though.
Miles had a match.
If I had about 5 more seconds, it would have been out my way.
Yeah.
He timed me out and then sudden deathed me.
That's right.
I did get the whole thing on video, so I'll try to put that up later for everybody to see.
There you go, Super versus Ori, bro. We'll have footage of that for you there. But we got to then go into the big truck, the big trailer, and play 2 free-for-all matches with items.
Yes.
We got to play on Great Plateau Tower.
Which was actually really fun.
Yeah.
Yes, that was a great stage.
Yeah.
I would not say the same for
Moray Towers.
Yeah, no.
Not some very
I don't know
vertical.
what you guys are talking about. I did fine.
Well, that's because you won. Fuck you.
Twice.
You only won the first. You only won the first one through sudden death. We all managed to get on sudden death, and I haven't played Smash since Melee. So what does that say about you?
That I'm really good at Smash. It's also the only time I'm ever going to be better at Super.
Better at Super.
Better than Super.
Better at Super than Smash Brothers.
Yeah, exactly.
I got last both times, so I'm not that good at free.
But you ended up in sudden death as well.
Well, I got knocked out first out of the sudden death.
That's because you were like, oh what, and then suddenly I smacked you, and then you were dead.
I couldn't.
I'm sorry.
I couldn't find myself as Ridley.
Air dodge straight down is a dangerous
I
mistress.
smacked you.
Rachel was I was Meta Ridley. Let's see. Rachel was Fierce Deity Link.
Yes.
Super was Yellow.
Yellow Inkling.
Yellow
Black and
Inkling
gold.
Girl. Black and yellow, black and yellow, and then was it just normal Pac-Man for you, CyberLink?
Oven Mitts.
Pac-Man.
Oven Mitts Pac-Man.
Which the
Okay.
thing is, nobody ever plays Pac-Man, so whenever I bust him out, nobody knows how to fight against him.
Mm-hmm.
I did notice when I was playing Pac-Man that I feel like you can control the arc for his side B a lot more tightly now. Like I felt like I was able to make like much tighter turns and even do like loop-de-loops around instead of just kind of. You can kind of reverse yourself in Smash 4, but I felt like in this one you had a lot more kind of options in terms of what you were able to do with targeting that move.
That was pretty much across the board when it seemed like chargeable attacks all seemed to have much more control to them. Sonic especially has this crazy charge where you can just hold his homing attack as he rises into the air. Like, it looks like it's almost too good for recovery for Sonic. He just gets this random like rise into the air, and he keeps going.
I did notice that at least on our demo station there was a little bit of input latency. Like I feel like even when I was messing around on the character select screen, my moves to the side were not immediate. So
Yeah, there was a little bit of lag.
There might have been a little bit of that at play when we were fighting. So.
Yeah, and that's it's a whole lot of wireless controllers
inside an area where even more
oh my gosh
stuff is
Yeah.
happening.
But so like overall, what do we think of the speed of the game?
I liked it, although I suck as Bayonetta.
You were Bayonetta in the second.
I
game.
was, and I sucked as her completely. I could actually keep up somewhat with Link. And I was like, oh, let's try someone new. Let's try Bayonetta. And then you're like, oh, she's like, oh, yeah, do the aerial moves. The girl that was like next to the place. And I tried it and I was like, okay, I'm doing a little bit better now, but I still fucking suck. I don't think I KO'd anybody on the second game because I was like, fuck this.
Yeah.
No, you did. You KO'd me in the second game.
Oh, I thought I just hit you to the side a little bit.
No, he hit me up into your big final forward smash, and I died from that. I was out.
Okay.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Second game, I was Ganondorf. Super was Zelda.
Yep.
The Hilda Zelda, and then Purple Inkling Girl for CyberLink.
Yep. If I can't play as Schoolgirl Inkling because I don't have the amiibo, I might as well do it in Smash Brothers. And
I did Ganondorf with like a green skin to him.
Yeah.
Like, that was a little
I
weird.
had green
it kind of.
Bayonetta.
I was gonna say it kind of reminds me of like Ganon in certain cutscenes in Ocarina where the lighting is all.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
usually got green skin in those.
Yeah, that's true.
But I actually really liked how Inkling played. Like, it took, a second or two to kind of figure out what my options were. I didn't realize that Roller was side B and Bomb was down B. I had been under the assumption that it was the other way around.
Yeah.
I felt like Inkling was surprisingly good. Like, there was a lot of mobility. It wasn't difficult to, restock on ink when I needed. I thought that maybe it was because of what Sakurai said during the initial Smash presentation E3, but I thought you had to shield and mash B, but it was actually just hold B.
Yeah.
It's just a hold
So
B,
that-
and being the other person who played the Inkling, I found myself running out of ink a lot. Maybe it's just the free-for-all environment,
Maybe.
but ink was gone very quickly.
Yeah, that's possible. Like, I was admittedly using a lot more of like my physical attacks and not many of my special attacks, which we're still getting some ink on the opponents, but it meant that I didn't need to restock quite as much.
Your Inklings were fucking annoying.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
Fuck. Just
But-
like, oh, hey, I'm gonna go and I'm stuck in the ground.
Yeah, roller
Great.
sticking to the
Yeah.
ground was something crazy.
Yeah, roller. Yeah, I feel like the roller is going to be an important tool for Inkling, just to hold them still so that you can ink them up and start doing additional damage.
Yeah.
But it feels like I think Inkling has some viability, at least just based on what little time I spent playing as them.
Crazy high up B.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Crazy high up
I
B.
didn't realize that the splash you make when you land back down after the up B also does damage.
It does.
I did not check that.
Yeah.
I felt it.
Oh, yeah. I was trying to attack the tower, the Great Plateau Tower with up B.
Oh,
it was
yeah.
not working. It does not make contact with the tower.
I feel like when I was doing my Pac-Man hydrant maneuvers, the hydrant was actually doing some damage to the
Yeah.
roof.
I
so-
think that's because every time I saw something happening with the stage, your hydrant was there.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, Pac-Man, fuck you.
Yeah, I feel like it's easier this time around to do my normal strats of throw down hydrant, do side B loop into hydrant from on top of it. Like, that's my usual strat. I felt like it was a lot easier to do this time. Like, the move came out fast, you had more control over it. So it's probably going to be a good tool for Pac-Man mains. All 2 of them.
I was just glad that I got to pull off a Ridley Final Smash in the first game. That was fun.
And I got the Inkling Final Smash in the second one.
Yes.
And I managed to avoid both of the final smashes.
There you
Yeah,
go.
Completely.
I got hit by every final smash.
Well, you got
and
hit-
never died from that.
Yeah, I was going to say, you got hit into Inkling Final Smash, but you managed to DI out of it.
Yes, I did. I
And
SDI'd out.
And then when Ridley hit both of us, I got KO'd. Your damage percentage was still low enough that you survived.
Yes.
And I just watched it happen.
Overall, I think when it comes to like the speed and the feel of the game, I think it feels right for what we want the game to be these days. I mean, Melee is going to be Melee. Nothing's going to be Melee again. But when you compare it to Brawl and Wii U, like, this is how Smash Brothers should feel.
It's nice to see Zelda viable.
Yeah.
At least for the start, side B is still useless. Unfortunately, like, I hit Peter with a fully charged side B, and he just at 100%, and he barely went anywhere and barely took any damage. And I'm like, so I'm only seeing that as kind of like a double setup move.
Maybe.
But her kicks, which have always been dangerous, are even more dangerous.
Yes.
I killed Peter, I think.
Probably. I died a lot.
60%?
Yeah.
I think I got you at 60% with just a kick.
I got hit as Ridley while using fireballs, and it's like, oh, I'm suddenly at like 92%. How did that happen?
Yeah.
That was a little unsettling.
I will say we were watching matches while waiting for our game to start up. That Ridley side B, woof.
Yeah.
It's scary.
Yeah.
But you can wiggle out.
This is true. Yeah.
Like, I didn't notice that until, like, today. It's just like, oh, you can wiggle out of the side B.
Yeah.
It doesn't have
There
to
are,
drag you.
there are a lot of little things I didn't notice until today. Like, I didn't realize that they added a little extra graphical effect on the hammer now where it makes the little explosion from the original Donkey Kong when you would take out barrels.
I noticed as well that dash smashes, that's what I'm going to call it at least, dash smashes are a lot more powerful now. Because I was running
Dash
around
attacks.
as Link. Yeah, rush attack. I was running around as Link, and then, just swiping my sword as I would do.
Yeah.
And people were just fucking flying away, and I was like, Jesus
Link's dash
Christ.
attack is really good.
I feel like
I'm still going to call it a dash smash.
I feel like the window for like doing a dash attack to grab an item has gotten a little bit bigger. Like I felt like, I grabbed, a Cuckoo as Inkling a couple times in that second match. And I feel like I was really far away when I went for the grab and it still connected.
Yeah. I pissed off so many cuckoos in every game.
Yeah, that was me constantly catching them and throwing them at you.
Yeah. I was just like, why is there a cuckoo on me now?
I think one thing that none of us really realized, and I haven't even heard, but the opening sequence to this game, we had a segment on our show a little bit a couple weeks ago where we were talking about, like, are they going to do something new and creative? Like, are we going to have something that's like Melee's opening sequence where it's all CG again? No, it looks like it's the Everyone Is Here trailer, but without the numbers and character names.
Yeah, at least for this demo version, that's what it seemed to be. Like this, for clarification, this was the E3 demo, dated June of 18. But yeah, it seemed like, at least for the purposes of this, the attract mode was just the Everyone Is Here trailer with, no graphics on top. So,
which, I mean, if that has to be the case, I'm okay with it. I mean, it's an emotional sort of trailer.
It's fine, although I would hope that, they would replace it with a version that had the whole roster.
Sure.
Well, there are definitely some points where you can see that going to happen. Like, it hangs on Cloud and Roy a little too long for their respective parts, so...
So, any final thoughts on the demo here of Super Smash Bros. Ultimate at the College Tailgate Tour in Ann Arbor?
I want to get better at it so I can beat you.
Yeah, same.
Yay!
Yeah, I feel like finally having, had it in my hands, whatever, kind of maybe lingering doubts about the game itself, all gone now. Like, the game feels right, Like you said, it's not going to feel like Melee, it's not going to feel like any other Smash game, but it feels like what you would hope the game would be. Like, it feels like a good kind of balance between what came before and, just what little I played of, one of the new characters, just immediately kind of understood how that fit in with, like, the skills I have developed over the course of 4 or 5 other Smash games immediately transferred over. So it never felt like, I was out of my depth with either going back to an old character or trying out a new one. So I think that there's going to be a lot to love in this one, and I think that people are going to take to it very quickly.
I think the idea of game feel is probably the best thing for Ultimate, because it does feel like everything I wanted Smash 4 to be, and that wasn't.
Yeah.
Like, Smash 4, I just felt, overall was it didn't feel complete. Like, when you were playing it, there was just parts of it that just didn't connect in a visceral way that Ultimate is definitely getting right.
Yeah, like I feel like Ultimate has kind of the best of both worlds, where it's like, we finally achieved this, super kind of refined take on the gameplay from previous entries, but then you also have the addition of basically being a greatest hits of everything that's been in Smash Brothers up to this point. So it does feel like potentially this could be the Smash game that finally unites almost everybody under one banner. There's always going to be a couple diehards that will stick to their game, but I think this one has the most chance to finally, pull the scene together and get most of them behind one single entry.
I don't think there's going to be many people who are hanging behind for Smash 4.
Well, yeah, I think
No.
Smash 4 is going to be soundly retired, but I would not be surprised if even a lot of the Melee diehards finally start to make the shift.
We might see Armada.
Yeah, it may be.
I'm really feeling it.
My hype level was at a 10. Like, nothing's changed from that.
Yeah.
Like, it's just more assuring me, like, this is the Smash game we all want.
We have so many amiibos to use.
Well,
And to still get Jesus.
yes.
I would say I walked in apprehensive. I walked away assured.
Good.
Yeah.
That's really good to hear.
That's a good way to put it.
yeah.
And I walked away with a flag.
You did.
Yeah, you were the winner.
They called it a towel, and yet that is so obviously a flag.
It's maybe a washcloth at best.
Yeah.
It looks like
Maybe
they just
Ninja.
misprinted like Sweden's flag
Yeah.
or Norway's
Yeah,
flag.
you
a
would-
lot.
I need magenta.
Yeah, if not for like the slight curve of the sides.
Yeah.
They just added that later.
It's actually Sharpie. It'll wash away the first time.
Well, that's it for our impressions here of the demo of Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Thank you for listening, and that'll wrap up this episode of Show Me Your News. You can find me on Twitter at PeteSpeakeasy. Super, you're on Twitter at SoulHarath. CyberLink420 at CyberLink420. And my lovely wife at SassFactory_.
Yay.
Thanks for listening, everyone. We'll see you next time. For everyone, I'm Youko. We're out. Show me your news.